Acts chapter 17. But walking on ways through Amphipolis and Apollonia, they came into Thessalonica, where there was a synagogue of the Jews. But according to that, as it had been the custom of Paul, he came into them, and on 3 Sabbaths he worded thoroughly to them from the writings, thoroughly opening, and besides setting that Christ had to suffer and rise out of died ones, and he said, This one is Jesus Christ, whom yea, I down announce to you. And some out of them were made compliant and were allotted to Paul and Silas, besides of the God-honoring Hellenes, a many numerous fullness, besides of the foremost women, not a few. But the Jews being jealous and having taken aside to themselves some evil men out of those belonging to the market and making a throng run together, they tumultuated the city, and having taken stand by the house of Jason, they sought to lead them forward to the public. But not having found them, they found Jason and some brothers and led them unto Polytarchus, shouting, Those causing the dwellers to be uprising, these are present here also, whom Jason had submissively received, and these all practice opposite to the dogmas of Caesar, saying that there is an ulterior regent, namely Jesus. But they troubled the throng and the Polytarchs, those hearing this. And having taken the adequate guarantee from beside Jason and the rest, they unloosened them. But the brothers straightway sent out Paul, besides also Silas by night, into Berea, who having become led by, went away into the synagogue of the Jews. But these were more noble than those in Thessalonica. They were ones who received the word with all priurn, investigating the writings accordingly daily, whether it may have this thus as its content. Hence that abides, many out of them faith, both of the Hellenistic women, and those well decorous, and of men not a few. But as the Jews from the city of Thessalonica knew that it is in the city of Berea also the word of God was down announced under the authority by Paul, they came there also, shaking and troubling the throngs. But then straightway the brothers dispatched out Paul to go as far as unto the sea. Besides, Silas abode there, besides also Timothy. But unanimously they all led Paul as far as Athens, and after having taken an inner aim for Silas and Timothy, so that they may come to him quickest as possible, they went out. But while Paul was in the city of Athens, during his being receptively out-oriented, his spirit was beside nimbled in him, beholding the city being in accordance to idols. Hence that abides, he worded thoroughly in the synagogue to the Jews, and to the God-honoring, also in the marketplaces, according to all, every day to those attained thereby. But also some of the Epicureans and Stoic philosophers met together on account of him, and some said, What may, as it were, this seed reckoner want to say? But the other said, One deems that he is a down announcer of guestoning demons, since he well announces Jesus and the resurrection. Besides, having taken on him, they led him on to the Areopagus, saying, Is there ability that we come to know what this new teaching is, that is spoken by you? For this cause some strange statements it brings into our hearing channels. Hence we determine to know what this wants to be. But all the Athenians and the guestoning ones being homely on, there were into not one ulterior thing, more well opportune than either to say something or to hear something that is newer. But Paul, having been made to stand in the midst of the Areopagus, said, Men, Athenians, I behold how much you are demonically bound in regards to all. For this cause, having come through and up beholding your objects of honorability, I also found a socle in which an inscription had been written thereon, to the unknown God. Hence, what you well honor as unknowing ones, this I down announce to you. The God, the one having made the cosmos and all that are in it, this one, the below origin beginning Lord of the heaven and earth land, does not down dwell in handmade temples. But he is also not cured by human hands as one entreating from someone something, since he himself is the one giving to all life and spiriting and all. Besides, he made out of one every nation of human, to down dwell on all the face of the earth land, seeing terms that having been ordered, and the border seats of the down dwelling, that they may seek God. If consequently, yet every one may touchingly grasp him, and they may find him, although he is not far from each one of us, as the one below origin beginning. For this cause in him we live, and we are moved, and we are, as also some of the vigorous doers have talked regarding you. For we also are his becoming line, as becoming line of God. Hence, below origin beginning, we are not indebted to conclude that the divine is like gold or silver or stone or scratch mark of artisanship and an intention of human. Hence that abides, having perceived over beyond the times of the unknowledge, God now announces that to human, so that all everywhere co-thinking according to the fact that he made a day stand, in which he is about to judge the dwellage in righteousness by the man, whom he saw, having let all beside have faithing, in making him rise out of died ones. But hearing regarding the resurrection of the died ones that abides, some sneered, but others said, we will hear again from your part also concerning this. Thus Paul came out of their midst. But some men cleaving to him faithed, in among whom also were Dionysius the Areopagite, and a woman by name Damaris, and ulterior ones together with them.